Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Even though Ser Criston Cole is almost everyone's least favorite House of the Dragon character now, he does possess several traits that dwarf those of the finest knight in Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones included a lot of action and emphasized the value of strategy in fighting, even though its most pivotal events and plot twists had little to do with battles or who had the larger army. Robert Baratheon is a prime example of how the series repeatedly demonstrated that great combatants do not always make for excellent leaders and vice versa. With the help of Ser Criston Cole in House of the Dragon, the novel delves into the distinctions between the difficulties faced by warriors and leaders. The Lord Commander of the Kingsguard was engaged in the Game of Thrones even before Ser Criston's appointment as Aegon II's new Hand of the King. The Dornish knight established himself as a key figure in the Dance of the Dragons when Ser Criston crowned Aegon II. Although we find Criston Cole to be a very unpleasant guy due to his small-minded resentment toward Rhaenyra, we cannot discount his abilities as a knight. Criston Cole outperforms Jaime Lannister in war strategy and combat. In episodes like Fire in the Sky, House of the Dragon has demonstrated that Criston Cole was one of the greatest knights of his age. It is impossible to avoid drawing comparisons between Criston Cole and Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones, given his status as Lord Commander of the Kingsguard and his prominence in the plot. Even though Jaime joined the Kingsguard at the age of 15, he was not very adept at strategy, despite being Tywin Lannister's firstborn son. Throughout Game of Thrones, Jaime committed several tactical blunders, particularly during the War of the Five Kings. Jaime became a prisoner of the Starks after falling into Robb Stark's trap. In addition, he neglected to guide and safeguard both of his boys, and his daughter passed away while he was in charge. Tyrion was frequently referred to as the smart one in relation to the offspring of Tywin Lannister. Ser Criston Cole is a skilled fighter who also possesses strong strategic abilities. Even if Aegon II made a careless move, it is positive that the Green's first significant victory in the Dance of the Dragons came from bringing Aemond and Rhaegar to Rook's Rest. And then we cannot deny that Jaime Lannister and Criston Cole have polar opposite reputations as Kingsguards. There are many parallels between Criston Cole and Jaime Lannister's stories. Jaime Lannister is the Kingslayer who killed the man he was vowed to defend, but Criston Cole is the Kingmaker who deceived the potentially legitimate successor and practically made Aegon II king. However, Jaime's narrative has a tragedy level that is unmatched by anything Criston experienced. However, both characters were involved in a conflict that was bigger than them and ultimately turned into tools for those in positions of power. It's also fascinating how Jaime begins as a villain and gradually transforms into a more nuanced figure who even has a redemption journey. In contrast, Criston Cole begins House of the Dragon as Rhaenyra's ally and protector before turning into one of her fiercest foes. If Fire and Blood is any indication, Criston Cole will meet a grisly end in House of the Dragon, whereas Jaime's final moments on Game of Thrones were bittersweet, as he died beside Cersei during the burning of King's Landing. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.